Hello, it looks like we're live. I am so excited to be here with you today with Marcia Wade, Star Sister Astrologer, and myself. We've been partnering and we have come up with a amazing list of tips for you and tools to help you get through and really thrive, survive, thrive, and be empowered in 2018. The year is power packed with a lot of astrological energy, and we have an opportunity to really up level our lives in the year ahead by just putting some simple tools in place and being aware as we go into it. So I'm really excited to be here with you. Again, I'm Natalie Cutsforth, and I'm here with Marcia Wade, and we are going to share with you 5 empowering tips to survive and thrive in 2018. So that first tip is that your energy is your power. And as a clairvoyant, what this means to me is that I see frequently that people feel depleted or confused or trying to get direction, and they're not aware that actually their energy has a lot of leaks, or their energy is actually available to them if they would just reclaim it and focus it. So when your energy becomes a consciousness, it's something that you can use as your power in the world. We all have an equal amount of it. It's just a matter of how we're using it. And there's a lot that the stars have to say about it. Marcia, can you share with us what your insights are for 2018?
Absolutely. And one of the most important insights is already unfolding. We went through a very big, very potent portal last week at the Capricorn solstice. It was only the 3rd time in 600 years that Saturn, the gatekeeper of our reality, was in the same degree as the sun, in the heart of the sun, as at that annual shift in our relationship to life that we call the Capricorn solstice. And this time, something happened that has never happened before. One of the newly discovered life-changing planets at the very edge of our solar system was also in the same degree as the sun and Saturn as those solstice gates swung open. Why is that a big deal? Because Quaoar is the part of you that knows exactly how to sing and dance a new reality into being. And now the seed has already formed of a whole new beginning, very real, very reality shifting in your relationship with Quaoar. And so with our energy, which is our power, changing frequencies, we can see it's time to get ready for the unexpected, the unpredictable, and the synchronistic. Because the energy that we're tapping into in 2018 is high frequency from start to finish. We're already in the building energy field of the first full moon of 2018. I know you're not surprised to hear me tell you it's a supermoon. And the day after, Uranus, your pipeline to quantum change, is coming back to the surface of your life, ready for action. He's going to spend the next 5 months moving through the last urgent degrees of Aries, the sign where everything begins anew. So whatever hasn't gotten off to a new start in the last 7 years, Uranus is going to be bringing it to you and through you in these next few months. And then in May, our quantum awakener is entering Taurus, the ancient sign of the fertile, abundant earth. It's the first time he's been there in 84 years. It's time to wake up the earth. It's time to free your body. It's time to liberate the earth within you and around you. That means staying grounded is going to be more essential than ever, because your ability to make change is going to be connected. It's going to be the same as your relationship with the earth and with your own body. Natalie, I know you have some fabulous tips for us about how we can do that.
Thank you, Marcia. Yes, and so beautifully said, your intro into that second tip of why we need to be ready for the unexpected and how we can do that. And as an energy worker, being grounded is one of the most powerful things we can do. You know, people throw that word around and you might think, well, what, grounding, what does that really mean? Well, for me, and what I witness it is that that grounding actually gives us our center of gravity. It's like having that core strength as we are navigating life and things try to push us over. Well, if we're really grounded, we're rooted, they can't push us over. We'll just bend like a tree with those energy movements. And so there's a few things that you can do to ground yourself in any moment. It doesn't take that long. And one of the basic ones is just to take a deep breath that you bring in all the way down to the base of your spine. Just breathe in and fill it up in your body to just presence yourself. That's just the simplest. You can do it in any time, driving while you're in a boardroom. Don't close your eyes if you're driving. The second thing that you can do really easily anytime to ground yourself is stand barefoot on the earth or touch the earth with your hands, or soak your feet in some warm water with a few drops of essential oil. If you need some energy and want to be energized, you could put some peppermint in there. Or if you feel like you need to relax, put some lavender in there. But that water connection will also help in your grounding. Another way that you can ground is lean into a tree. This is a favorite. I have a tree on my property that I love leaning into with the back of my heart and imagining its roots are my roots. And it just helps me visualize firmly creating that foundation that can withstand storms and withstand the changes that come with growth. There's a lot of opportunity for breakthrough and growth in this next year for all of us if we take those steps. And so being grounded is going to be really key. And then lastly, identifying your emotions is really key to grounding yourself, just naming them. And sometimes you can write them down, or you might want to express them in a form of art or listen to a song that really expresses the emotion you're feeling. But naming them and really being clear about what you're feeling is a way to ground yourself in the present and be lined up with the truth of what's happening for you as a soul. So those are some powerful tips for you to use just simply every day when you're needing some grounding as you go through what the year ahead is bringing. So number 3 that we created in this Empowering Tools for Surviving and Thriving awareness in 2018 is just being aware, like Marcia said, of those amazing cosmic shifts. They could be the cause for some sense of overwhelm or feeling tapped out, or contribute to your sense of low energy. And what you really need to be aware of in the year ahead is reclaiming your energy from energy leaks and energy vampires, people that are taking some of your energy to use it for their agenda, or areas in your life where you're sort of giving your energy out unconsciously, and setting your energy field around that so that basically you're not you losing your energy to things that you're unconscious about, and you're able to focus it on what your intentions are to manifest in your life. And a few of those things, I'm going to just share a couple of those things with you in terms of energy tips, and just take a moment here where I can look at my notes. And I know this by heart, but when you're going live, sometimes it's easier if you can, I can't seem to get to my page to do that. Okay, click, to remind myself of what I was going to say. So I do it every day, and for some reason I went blank for a minute. So call your energy back to yourself. When you set your energy, it's about calling your energy back to yourself from all those people, projects in the future, out, things in the past that are unresolved, just call it back to yourself. And I do that by imagining a big like funnel or golden ball of light above my head. I'm gathering it all up and I'm just letting it fill me in from the top of my head all the way down to the tips of my toes and tips of my fingers with my vibration, and just filling myself with the essence of my energy I'm calling back to myself. And the second thing I do is I set my aura bubble. I imagine that bubble that's fingertip distance away from my body, if my arms are outstretched, is painted a new color. Maybe today I want it to be red or orange or blue. And it's by just visualizing it in my mind's eye and painting it a new color. It's like, this is my space. I'm defining my space. What's me and what's you? And it's not an us or them thing, but what it is, it's saying, hey, I own this space and I get to choose how to use my energy in this space. And then the third thing is protection. And this is not a wall, but it's setting protection, because the world has all kinds of energies and you don't need to absorb it. It's not your responsibility to heal it all. You can protect yourself and also give at the same time within reason, right? In a balanced way. So imagining that there's a rose in front of you, behind you, to the right, to the left, above and below, on the outside of that aura bubble, to really protect you as you walk through your life. Those are simple things. I do them a lot of times when I'm walking my dog in the morning, to help you as you go through the world. Hold on to your energy so that you can focus it yourself and reduce the energy leaks, reduce the depletions from maybe energy vampires that you're around at your work or in your home. So Marcia, do you have some things to share about that?
Well, only to add that the astrology of 2018 really shows us that these are tools that will probably be essential for us as we move through the next year. And it's enough, of course, we can already tell that by knowing that how much the energy of 2018 is changing. But when we add to that the recognition that 2018 is going to be one of the rare years when every single planet in our solar system, even the two planets who spend the least time of all retrograde, that's Mars and Venus, next year, they're all going retrograde. That means we are really rethinking everything. Now, and so a lot of the ways, our automatic ways of doing things, are probably not going to work as well for us as they have been. And a lot of those ways we know are really up for an upgrade anyway. Retrogrades get a bad rap, but what they really are gifts. They're gifts to us from the cosmos. They're gifts of time, the time to regroup and reorient to the changing energies around us, to reorient and regroup to whole new ways of seeing and thinking, of feeling and taking action, of communicating and manifesting. And these tools will help us use these retrogrades to make 2018 and the changes it's bringing game-changing for us in ways that never seemed possible before. A year of growth and change will depend on our ability to have the tools that will help us move successfully through the changes that could otherwise very easily seem overwhelming. Because, and this leads us to tip number 4, which is in 2018, we can regenerate what is stagnant and stuck in our lives in a way that we haven't been able to do in years. And that is because Jupiter, our largest of all planets, our personal connection to the energy of wisdom, grace, abundance, and blessing, is in the sign of Scorpio. And when Jupiter is in Scorpio, that's when the phoenix rises from the ashes. It's time to raise that phoenix. And with the right tools and the right awareness, the year to do it is 2018. Which means our final tip, tip number 5, is that the coming year is the year when we not only can, really we must, up-level our manifestation game. Saturn, our gatekeeper, our manifester, is in his home sign of Capricorn. For the first time since he left in 1991. He's going to be there until 2020. And from start to finish, he's telling us it's time. It's time to bring into reality the deepest wisdom of our hearts. It's time to manifest our truest authority. The way Saturn is going to tell us this, he's going to bring us the exact amount of challenge that you need and that I need to push us out of our comfort zone and turn more of our potential, more of the infinite potential we were born with, into reality than ever before. So in order to be able to tap that new energy, we are going to need to up-level our manifestation chops. And Natalie, I know this is something else that you have worked with and studied and practiced for many years. Is there anything that you want to share with people about that?
Thanks, Marcia. Manifestation, I really believe in our capacity to increase our odds of experiencing something wonderful by focusing our power and our energy. So as I touched on earlier in this talk, the key pieces leading into manifestation are starting out being grounded, because you can't create anything unless you have a solid foundation, and then reclaiming your energy. Because in order to manifest, you have to have energy to focus on what your intentions are. So I really believe that what I'm seeing, both psychically and through what Marcia shared with me astrologically, is that we have a profound opportunity in the year ahead to really own our power and our energy in a way that we've never done. And that's really why we're here on Earth, is to live fully empowered, because we don't really get the lesson, or we don't get the fulfillment and the success with our life if we're not living fully empowered in our soul's purpose. And so, that's where I stand on manifestation. I believe that we can up the ante with our manifestation this year by applying just a few simple tools. In that, I just want to do a little quick review of what we covered today, because I know it was a lot, and just share that those 5 tips. Your energy is your power. That's yours to claim as the truth. Number 2 is, be ready for the unexpected, because that could be in the form of synchronicity or unpredictable. But if you're grounded, you can handle it. You're going to be able to be just fine. And you can flow with it and maybe have even a more magical experience because you're grounded. The 3rd tip that we said was just to know it's about, the universe is supporting you, restoring your energy this year. So if you choose to, you can make that happen. You can reclaim and focus more of your own power and energy. Number 4 was, it's time to regenerate that stuck and stagnant energy this year, to not let it stay stuck and break through to a new experience. And the 5th tip that really is important as we go into this next year is time to step up our manifestation, to really use all of that and gain some tools so that we can manifest intentionally, not sabotage ourselves or manifest but have it influenced by somebody else's energy in our space. So therefore we get sort of what we want or intend, but then it's not exactly, and it doesn't feel fulfilling because it's not in alignment with our higher self. So those are some important things we both hope that you keep in mind this year. And also want you to know that we're offering a class starting in January January 9th, and there will be 2 eclipses, a lunar and a solar eclipse in January and February. We're just harnessing that energy to teach some tools and give you some tools that you can use in the beginning of this year and throughout the year and beyond in order to really own your power, own your energy field, break through to have more fulfillment and more manifestation with intention in your life. That course is called Breakthrough to Your Power. And it's currently available at the early bird price of $146 until midnight on Sunday the 31st. And so we would love it if you would join us if you want to take more steps in your life around manifestation, around breaking through in an area of your life, any area of your life, and around your own empowerment and stepping into your power in a new way, expressing that in a new way. So do you want to share anything about that course, Marcia?
Only to say how powerful these 2 eclipses are going to be. We heard a lot last summer about the total solar eclipse of the heart, and it was powerful. It set in motion a process that's still unfolding, and the solar eclipse on February 15th is going to be the completion phase of that total reset of the heart. If we don't complete the process, it can't unfold its purpose. And it's particularly for the U.S., which means in our tiny, ever tinier and more interconnected global village, our whole planet. This eclipse is falling in one of the most important of degrees. It's going to affect everyone in the U.S. It's going to affect everyone in the world. So we want to be ready. This is our invitation to breakthrough from the cosmos. 2 weeks before that, on the last day in January, we're going to have a total lunar eclipse. It's happening in the sign of the heart. It is as powerful as an eclipse comes. It's going to be a supermoon. It's going to be a blue moon, meaning the second full moon in a month. And it's going to be a total lunar eclipse. It is washing out of our hearts whatever is blocking the way from our ability to tap more fully the greatest power, the power that holds your life together and mine, the power of the heart. We can ride this wave of energy all the way through 2018 a lot more easily if we're ready. So we really hope you'll join us for a game-changing experience to kick off a game-changing year.
Aho, thank you, Marcia. And we hope you also enjoy these tips as references. We're going to create a PDF that we'll share with you, and so that you can just have sort of like that quick cheat sheet to look at rather than having to watch the video, to remind yourself of these tools and things to be aware of so that when they happen, you're prepared and that you can take advantage of the opportunity. So really thank you for allowing us to share our insights with you, and we hope to see more of you in the future. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.